Good morning. Welcome to the Mayor's Show. And we have a great show today. We have a dear friend of Bensalem that's here with us today. He's a recorder of deeds now up at county, involved in Bensalem for many, many years. I think it's 24 years that you were involved as a councilman. Is it 24?
23, 6 months.
23 and 6 months. He's not counting. But anyway, Joe Szafran's here, and he's certainly well known to everybody here in Bensalem and Bucks County. We're doing a show today to talk about what he's been doing the last few years, which has been an incredible job with our veterans. And this year's coming up in September. We'll be talking about it. Joe will give you a lot of details. It's the Bucks County Tour of Honor. And as always, in the last few years, it started at parks, it'll end at parks. We'll give you all the details. But certainly, Joe is here today. And Joe, welcome aboard. Glad to have you back. Always good to have you back.
Always a pleasure to come back to Bensalem.
And, number one, he's doing a great job recording deeds to begin with.
Thank you.
That's a position that Joe's elected at. But on this veterans thing, it's more than outstanding. It's a job that's well done, that deserves a lot of credit for this. And most of you know myself, and we're always out to help our veterans and talk about them in any way we can help them in any way, shape, and form. The very building we're at, Joe, is dedicated to the veterans. So I'm going to let you start out. Tell us a little bit about up and coming. I know there's a lot of things going on, a lot of fundraisers, a lot of things to get people involved. So give us some details.
Oh, well, the Bucks County Tour of Honor this year is on September the 26th. And we're leaving from Parks Casino. We're going to leave at 6 o'clock on the dot.
A.M.
0600.
By the way, just to interrupt you, he's not kidding. 6 o'clock, they must be on the buses and leaving.
We'll be loading the buses probably about 5:30, quarter to 6. But we got to get on the 95 before the real rush hour starts, and so the police ask us to get out. But we have to be in Washington. We have to be down in Washington at 9:30 because that's when the tours start down in Washington. So it's a trip where we got to get these gentlemen onto the bus. And I shouldn't just say gentlemen. There are ladies, veteran women that do go on the trip with us too. And we start actually registering at 4:30 a.m. to register and come in, have your Danish and coffee, and you can talk with the vets that are going with you.
They get started right very early. They have their coffee and everything, and it's an incredible day. And any of you that's been there understand it, but I did it, and I'm telling you, I know, Joe, you're going to talk about they need guardians and people.
Oh yeah, well, the trip starts, and that's when we start. Now, a lot of gentlemen and the women think because of their age they can't go. That's so untrue. I mean, like your adrenaline's flowing that day, and it continues all day long. It's an amazing trip that we try to help and get these guys down to Washington. So it's we're starting that early, but once you're talking with guys that were in the same war with you, or Korea, or World War II, and you served in the same theater, whether it be the Atlantic or the Pacific, it was you have guys. And the funny part about it is too, there's a day where you can cut up the Marines or you can cut up the Navy. Them guys, they jump all over each other. It's either if I was in the Army, you Marine. But they all get along, and it's a great day for them. We're starting, like we said, we're leaving here, and there's a lot of amazing things that happen on the way down to Washington. This year we are going to the Korean War Memorial first because of changes in the itinerary down there, what we had to work out with the Arlington National Cemetery. So we will be going to Korea first, and there at Korea you can go to the Lincoln Memorial and the Vietnam Memorial. So then from there we're going to go to Iwo Jima Memorial, and from there we go to the Air Force Memorial for lunch. The Air Force Memorial is a memorial built just for the Air Force, and there we will have lunch, as I just said, and there's going to be a special presentation there from the Air Force drill team. and they will be doing a presentation there for us at lunch. And then from there, we're heading over to the Arlington Cemetery.
And we do World War II, too.
Well, Arlington Cemetery's then, and then after the Arlington Cemetery,
when you do World War
we finish the day up at the World War II Memorial.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that you go to Arlington is something to see if you've never been there. The unknown soldiers there,
No,
and, and certainly to watch that is incredible. It's an incredible day. I mean, if you want to see something, they're seniors, these veterans, the joy in their faces. It was funny, last year I met a gentleman that was, I think 92, that took my sister out to the prom way back when she was 18 years old. And he was telling me this, and I said, well, I don't know about that. My dad was pretty strict, back on the farm. This is a true story. Did you know about it?
No, yeah, I didn't.
Well, anyway, so he tells me, so when I get back, first thing I do is call my sister, who is 91, and I said, this gentleman told me he took you to a prom. She remembered his name? She said, absolutely. She said, my brother at that time snuck her down to my aunt's house, and she went out with this gentleman that was down at the memorial. It was incredible, but do you see how you meet people that it was an incredible day. I just urge everybody to get involved as much as you can. And there's a lot they can do, Jim.
Volunteer. And, I mean, like we have, every veteran that goes to Washington with us, they have to have a guardian, and this guardian's there for the day. They are kind of their eyes and their hands, and they assist the veteran all day long, and that's what we have them there for. And everyone, there is no exceptions. Every veteran will have a guardian. And from there, we actually, when we're back to where we were, we go to World War II.
Let me stop you there for a minute.
Sure.
They have wheelchairs too, right, on
yes,
the bus?
Every veteran will have a wheelchair, whether they use it or they don't use it. Usually,
so that's important to know.
When we start in the morning, there's maybe 10 to out of 150 to 200 veterans, you might have 10 guys.
By the end of the day.
By the end of the day, you're probably going to have 120 guys in the wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And again, that's no disrespect.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
That's just because there's a lot of walking going on.
Wow. Just to Arlington, to go up the hill, it's a little bit of a grade. You go up there and get up there to watch. I hope everybody goes to that. They're all magnificent. The Second World War, I've been there several times, and every time you go there, you just get goosebumps.
Yeah, it does. We've been down there quite a few times, and every time you still get the same feeling inside. Everyone, like we were saying, everyone has a wheelchair, whether they use it or not. And there are some times when we do require a wheelchair to be used. Say if we're at Korea, if you decide that you wanted to go over to the Vietnam Memorial, you must take a wheelchair. The guardian must take the wheelchair.
So that day is all planned out, so that they do all of these things. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it really is. I mean, there's a lot of things to see. So then they leave at a certain time to get back here, correct? And you got to talk about that part, because coming back is something to behold.
That's an amazing. We have this big, I'm going to say, patriotic celebration when we get back to Bensalem, and actually the celebration kind of starts at the state line of Pennsylvania and Delaware, and as we come north on 95, it's just like one amazing thing after another that'll happen. Well, I don't want to give all the details of exactly.
No, but let them know that it's special. Super special day.
We guarantee that you will have tears in your eyes. I don't know how strong the guys are, macho guys and stuff like that, but I guarantee you that you will have a tear in your eye. If you don't, then
shame on you.
Shame on you.
No, I guess there's something else going on here. Because I tell you, that is something.
In fact, when we first started this program, we just wanted to try to get the county as a community involved, and it's spreading throughout the county, and we've got fire companies and schools as far away as Quakertown that want to come down and participate in the program, the homecoming.
By the way, we should just touch on that a little bit. Bucks County. A lot of people coming together. You got a heck of a team in Bucks County putting this on.
Oh, it's amazing and how we are bringing, and like this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to bring it. It's a county program, and it's a county. They're county veterans, and we honor our veterans. And so it's like we just got a call, I guess about 2 weeks ago, from a school up in Quakertown, St. Isidore's, that want to participate in the homecoming. So what's the matter? We got. I'm going to put Christine on that.
We're going
to figure out how we can.
I want to touch on that for a minute. You know me. I talk about teams. We don't do these things by ourselves. And sitting right in front of us is Christine, who is Joe's right arm when it comes to all this stuff. Actually works with them and works on the vet. There's a team that gets this done. And she wouldn't come on TV, by the way. She didn't want to be on TV.
We're going to turn the camera around.
But she does a lot of work, as other volunteers do. And thank you, Christine. Thank you. So it takes a team.
Oh
to
yeah,
make it
God,
work.
yeah.
No question about it.
She's the right arm, and probably even the left.
Well, and you're fortunate to have those people helping you. A lot of good people. You know, the other part to this, just like it is on everything else that's worthwhile, it costs money. So, I know that there's several fundraisers. Joe, you want to talk about that? We need volunteers to go down as guardians. We need the veteran. You can tell the veterans they still have some room. It's not much time left from now to September. It's not a lot of time. So, I think you got to touch on those things. What they have to do to get the veterans to get where they call,
Okay.
or what they have to do, and then go into your fundraising.
All right, well, what they have to do right now is you got to you can call the office at 215-348-6209, and we'll be happy to send out a application to you. That is right it now. We haven't even started. Actually, this is our first one of our first presentations to the program in the county. So we are actually 3.5 buses full already. So it's like
What's your limit?
We are taking 6 buses down as of right now for Bucks
Well, you're
County.
way over half already.
Well, we're way over half, and we have, and we also have a cooperation of Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Police Department and the Philadelphia Fire Department, and they asked us if we could take some of their vets down, and we kind of said yes, and actually they are sponsoring a bus for themselves.
Oh, good.
So we
good.
might be taking, we will probably, if we fill up our 5, because we gave them the 1, we will take a 7th bus, but that's it, 7 buses, that's total.
Last year, I know.
We took 8 buses.
Yeah, but
And it was a long day with there was a
Yeah.
lot of hassles. I mean, everything seemed to work perfectly, but it was like,
Well,
you know how sometimes
it worked perfectly for everybody, but just doing the work.
Everybody's doing it, exactly. So we're going to limit it, because down in Washington, you would have to split up, and we don't want to split the tour up.
Right.
There's so much that happens, and we want to keep everybody together. And so-
you might
and
even have a
7
special
buses.
guest, right? Because I remember last year.
Last year
Colin
we had General Powell was there.
Yeah.
Colin Powell came to meet greet the veterans of World War II. We had Sergeant Major Battaglia from the
Korean, right?
no, he was from the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
But I mean, was he at the Korean War?
No, he was at the World
the
War
War
II.
II?
And at the Korean Memorial, we had the Lieutenant Colonel from the Korean Army and members of the Korean Embassy were there too.
Yeah.
Actually, there was they had the Korean War veterans had a special guest because they were residents or citizens of Korea that were older and remember the Korean War, and they were talking with our vets and they were thanking them for what they did for Korea.
Yeah.
So it was like it was an amazing day for them guys down there.
There are so many of these vets. Now, you don't take them a second time, right? You try to do
No,
them
this is
first.
a one time and done. We just got too many
yeah.
vets to get down there. There's just too many to get down there.
Joe, I was at a home yesterday, and they had a gentleman, 100, just turned 101, was in World War II. So
We have a 101-year-old gentleman going.
I don't know if it's the same one. I had talked to him about it. He didn't tell me that he was going, so we're looking into it. But anyway.
Oh, please let it. We're
101 years old.
We have a 101-year-old. We already have a 101-year-old signed up. And do we turn anybody down? No. We will not turn a World War II guy.
Oh, absolutely not.
We have a
whatever it takes to get them there.
We had a couple gentlemen from outside Bucks County that asked to go, and we're taking them. It's just Actually, want to be honest with you, that was a decision made by the right arm.
Oh, she did, huh?
She made that decision. She's, I'm not turning any World War II guys away. So
good.
So she's correct.
Well done.
So we have a few Pearl Harbor survivors. There's a group of Pearl Harbor survivors actually.
This coming down this year?
Well, there's 6 left in the chapter, and they asked us. That's all that's left. So we, they asked if they could go. So
have you ever been there?
Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I want to get there.
I was there twice. It's standing on the Arizona where that sank and everything. Oh my goodness. Thank you, veterans. We wouldn't even be here today for what they do for
we
us.
got to,
Tell us about some fundraising, though. I know that's important.
Well, we just had a fundraiser at Miller's Ale House, and we're actually waiting to find our total. We got 15% of the proceeds from the entire day on the food service, so we think we did pretty well there. And we have a fundraiser coming up on June 21st, which is at the Texas Roadhouse here, and also in Montgomeryville, because we are a county program, and we have to try to,
absolutely.
Take
Well,
care.
that's great. You got both.
No, we got
Yeah.
both places. We're going to get 10% there of the, at the Texas Roadhouse, we have invitations. You must have the invitation.
And what date is that?
June 21st.
June 20. How do you get that invitation?
We're going to be sending them out. We're going to send them out. We're going to try and get them to all the townships or whatever. Anybody that can, want to.
Well, you got a very big one right here.
No, we'll get them down here.
Yeah, Bensalem does well, and they do a lot in the community, by the way.
Oh yes. So and then right now we have on August the 24th is we're having a golf outing at the Oxford Valley Golf Course in Falls Township. Right at Trenton and Oxford Valley Roads, there's a golf outing going to go on there. So that's on August.
And by the way, we'll have all this on the screen.
Yeah, we're advertising again, and we'll push it out.
And we'll have it here on this show. Everything that's a fundraiser will be advertised.
We appreciate that. We appreciate anything you do. Also, we're going to be sending around to the counties, everybody that has community television, as Bensalem does. We have a presentation of the actual tour itself, and we were just going to ask the township to show it. That'll give the advertisement out and where they can get information on the tour. Anybody that wants to go on the tour, they'll go. World War II, they come first, and then we take our Korean guys. We will be taking some Korean guys.
Joe, by the way, anybody that's a Verizon subscriber, this goes all over Bucks County, this show.
Okay.
So a lot of folks will be seeing that around Bucks County. Joe,
they will go on a waiting list. Last year, I'll be honest, Mayor, last year we had 20 veterans that
over.
We couldn't get them onto the buses, so we did. So they're on the list now. They're going to go.
How about some individuals if they wanted to give to this, and
if anybody wants to donate, we actually we are in the process of selling raffle tickets. Funny thing about we kind of emphasize on is wives cannot be the guardians of the veteran. I mean, because usually the wife is the same age as the veteran, and we would have to provide a guardian for them too. So the wives cannot be the guardian, but we're having a raffle ticket, and we have our first prize is a trip to Clearwater, Florida, and
Phillies.
The Phillies spring training in 2017. Great. It's airfare, hotel, and tickets to the ball game. And then we have second, third, and fourth, which is Phillies flying.
That's neat. But it's ever been in Clearwater? That's
fun.
Yeah,
I go down every year. And
that's neat.
We were talking about we have to have a nice prize. So we want to send 2 people to
Good.
Clearwater, and so it's, our raffles, we're selling them. We're going to. We just started about a month ago selling them, and we're doing fairly well. But we want to get these raffle tickets out.
As you can see, trying to put all these pieces together for money. I mean, you're doing a lot of things, and it costs a lot of money. Just think of 6 buses alone.
It's the cost of a trip to Washington D.C. approximately $45,000 to $50,000.
Yeah. So, anybody out there, you want to help? Don't forget, it's our veterans. They've done everything for us. And by the way, not for anything, but I watch these veterans and I see what goes through, and I see it here on a daily basis. They really don't get the help and the respect that they deserve. Seriously. I mean, all that they've done and everything. So, see what you can do to help the veterans. Whatever you can do.
We want any help we can get. This is all donations. There is no taxpayer dollar to go into this, except we do ask, some of the townships do, send us donations too. But I mean,
which they should. I mean, it's our veterans.
Most of the townships throughout the county is really, including Bensalem, they are very generous, and they provide their police and they provide their fire companies. And
You got a big day coming up, Memorial Day.
Yes.
Right around the corner, and certainly we have the parade here in Bensalem to honor, but all over the county and all over the country. One day that they get recognized that people try to remember, but on a daily basis, I know we do here. We try to, our very building, like I said before, we try to keep that in mind. And this is a great opportunity, an incredible opportunity to show these veterans from World War II and Korea. To give them that day down there to respect it.
If anybody wants to go as a guardian, all they got to do is call that same number, 215-348-6209, and we'll send them out a guardian application. The only difference with the veterans and the guardians, we are asking the guardians to donate $30 this year. But that $30, they get breakfast, they get lunch, they get dinner, they get a jacket, they get a shirt, and they also get a hat for the trip and everything. So we didn't think $30 was asking too much. Plus, they get a trip to Washington D.C.
Oh, yeah,
and most of the time, a lot of the times, the people, they do take their grandchildren or their sons.
I was just going to tell you that's exactly where I was going, because some of them, their daughters were with them.
Yes.
Some their as guardians.
Their sons or their daughters.
Their daughters.
A lot of them take their grandchildren.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. We have a few. In fact, there have times when you have 2 or 3 grandchildren. They all want to be a guardian. So what we do is we try to get them on the buses, but we have veterans that do not have the guardians.
And then they help out.
We make them a guardian for another veteran.
Good.
And we try to keep them all together in the same.
Well, I'm going to give you the last word. Tell us, give us the last pitch, how important this is.
Oh, gosh. I mean, whatever anybody can do for us, we would greatly appreciate it. Again, the trip is on September the 26th, Monday, September 26th. I'll let you, it is a Monday, and whatever help anybody could do, we would greatly appreciate it. And again, we're doing it for the veterans.
Well, we're going to keep, of course, it is the veterans. What's more important? And we're going to keep that in mind here in Bensalem, Joe. I want to again congratulate you on the great work you're doing for this. This is no easy task. What's this, your 4th one?
This will be our 3rd trip.
This
will be our 3rd trip.
Third trip.
Incredible.
Get involved any way you can. If you can't make the trip, if you can donate something, you can help out as a guardian. There's so many things you need to do to make this work, and it takes volunteers, and you know how I feel about volunteers. I wouldn't be in Bensalem, do what we do if it wasn't for volunteers. By the way, we have a Veterans Advisory Board here in Bensalem.
I'm going to be using them.
Yep. And they do a great job. They do an incredible job helping. So looking forward to it. Looking forward for the fundraisers you're having, the help that you need to get the monetary part to get this done. And to all the people that are helping you, Joe, kudos to a great team. That you have.
We appreciate everything they do. It's like it takes a lot off the shoulders when you get a team.
It takes a team to win. I always talk about that. You've got the team. You are a winner. Joe?
Thank you,
for
Mayor.
doing the
Appreciate
show.
everything you've done for us.
Good luck. So, appreciate what you're doing. Till next time, everybody. God bless.